Hey everyone, it's Dinah, and we are here for a vlog. Haven't done one of these in a while. Have not done one of these in a long while. I can't even remember what the first, what the last time I actually did a vlog for was. I can't remember what the last vlog I did was, what the reason for it was, I think. Because I used to do those end of year vlogs, like the end of the year, looking back in the year. I stopped those, around 2018, 2019, like just one of those years, and then I think I just did like bloopers for a couple of years, and then even that stopped. So I don't know. I think each time I've done a vlog, each time I've done like a series of vlogs, I've always kind of found like a reason to just end up not doing them in the end. So yeah, but yeah, this one is as you can tell by the title. This is also something I mentioned on the kind of on the community tab, which is something we have now. We've well and truly passed the threshold to have a community tab, so that's great. So that means I can keep you guys up to date on what's happening and stuff, which I've tried. I mean, I think I haven't really kind of done much of that. It's mostly been just kind of, I think I used it for I think maybe for Christmas and then for New Year's and stuff like that. So just mostly just kind of, sending out well wishes and stuff. And then just recently I kind of, reassured, tried to reassure all of you that an update and stuff was coming to let you guys know what was happening and what's going to be happening and what I'm trying to do and all this, that, and the other, because honestly, it's been a bit of a shambles. It's been a bit of a shambles, a bit of a mess. It's been really quite hectic. So, yeah, and I think what I've been trying to do, I'd say since the beginning of this year, is actually try and keep it all up here, which doesn't work because up here is just a mess with the capital M. It's a wibbly wobbly, oftentimes timey-wimey kind of mess with a bunch of different shit going on. So, keeping it all up there along with everything else that's in there does not help. So I figured, instead of just trying to keep it to myself and trying to do it that way, I thought, it's best to actually maybe if I actually kind of put it on video and put it on camera and actually kind of maybe then I can even understand what I'm trying to do better instead of actually keeping it to myself, and then that way you guys aren't kept in the cold and kept in the dark expecting stuff and waiting for stuff and seeing it either never come or seeing it come up so late and everything. So and then maybe even then I can actually help kind of I understand and articulate my thoughts a bit better for my own understanding and for all of you as well. So yeah, it's taken a long while to get here. But I think I've been just figuring out a bunch of different stuff about the channel, about myself, and just trying to get things kind of sorted and understood and everything. So thanks for sticking around and thanks for being patient with me. I know it's probably not been the easiest job in the world, but yeah, I think now I think now at least if in this video I can actually get the message across, then hopefully it comes across clearly and hopefully I don't miss anything out. And I think for that reason too, I'm not going to try and outline any kind of time frame or time limit for this video. I'm not going to say oh this video shouldn't be more than an hour long or half an hour long or whatever, because I think me it's definitely not going to be half an hour long. But I think for me as well, given how much I want to talk about and how much I might end up talking about, there's just honestly no telling. So I do chapters now for the videos too, so now that way you'll have different kind of bits and stuff kind of labelled at the timeline and everything. So if there's a specific part you want to get to, a specific part you're curious about, if you really don't want to sit through the whole thing or maybe come back to it later, then I will do my best to allocate different kind of timestamps and you can find your way accordingly. So yeah, so a little bit of a channel update, halfway through the year pretty much, so that's fun. But yeah, we're just gonna be talking about different kind of not different or new directions, but just the directions I've been trying to take, and I'm going to continue trying my hardest to actually take and trying to kind of apply a bit more kind of consistency and coherency to the channel in kind of what's going to be coming up and what I'm trying to do and what you can kind of expect as well. So yeah, and as all procrastination pending too, me, I am just a I have like a PhD about procrastination. So that's that. So it definitely kind of means that it takes me a lot longer to actually kind of get through things and get to things than I'd like to than I'd like. But at the same time, it's kind of it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. So yeah, definitely something I'm working on. But I think it's the past kind of few months I've kind of proven that it definitely kind of takes me a lot longer to actually kind of get through things, and as a result, things take a lot longer to actually come out and everything. So yeah, it's down to a number of things, and procrastination is easily just one word I can really use to describe it and everything. So yeah, so first things first, the new channel name, DinahMight. You might have noticed that. I did put that on the community tab. That was one of the kind of updates coming to the channel too, like a new picture, new name, new banner. There's like a new outro template now, so you see that and all that kind of stuff. And you know, so that's kind of been a thing that's happened. So that's that. Didn't do much of like an announcement or anything for that. Didn't really kind of, didn't really say much for it. I think I didn't really kind of want it to be like a big or a huge kind of announcement or like a big coming out thing. And it's just well outside of Pride Month. So I think I've been thinking about this kind of update video for so long. I literally thought, because then I thought, it would be cool if I actually clarify like the name change and all that kind of stuff in this video too. So then I thought, oh well, I mean, because then I started thinking about that from the get-go, and then thought, oh, it would be cool if I could actually do this video for Pride Month. And then again, procrastination. I literally just never actually got to it. But then of course, then there's also the very kind of expected and kind of typical kind of nerves that come with it, and all the anxiety, and just me, I'm just an incredibly anxious person in general, so a lot of thought went into doing it, and then a lot of thought went into kind of being nervous about it, and then a lot of thought went into into thinking about being nervous about it, and it was just like a never-ending spiral and stuff. So that's news, I guess, for anyone who didn't know, anyone who didn't. I mean, I don't know if you could or couldn't tell. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know if I managed to set off anyone's kind of queerdars or gaydars or anything. But yeah, looking forward to any kind of I'll get to those in a minute. But I think also like just open to adding more kind of queer content to the channel too, in terms of reactions and videos too, so that will be kind of fun to maybe explore or get into or anything. So yeah, now I guess the word is out there on the channel now, you guys know. So yeah, so hi. So yeah, I mean, as you guys know, this has thus far, like, I think for as long as I've been doing YouTube properly, and actually making videos with any enthusiasm and any actual effort, this kind of like my kind of brand has primarily been kind of reactions, whether it was on this channel or the old channel or even the one before that. I one that shut down and everything. It was pretty primarily reactions, and I think that kind of actually kind of drew in a crowd quicker than almost anything else. And I think before that I actually did do kind of like let's plays more than anything else, but then that stuff just tanked and no one gave a shit. So I had to, like, I think never really lost motivation to do it, but like to actually to make videos. But then I think I definitely kind of actually moved on to something else, to try other things that might actually do better. And lo and behold, I found reactions, like through watching other reaction channels. I actually found reactions and then decided to actually give it a go myself. And then now here we are, like I think like what, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, about 6 years. Yeah, I think maybe in March or April of this year would have been 6 years, I think. Or wait, no, it started in 2016, so I think it'll be 6 years, right? Or almost 6, I think like 5, I think, because then 23. No, would it be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22? Yeah, 22, that would be 6 years. Yeah, so like from 1 year to, yeah, that would be 6 years. Yeah, my math has never been my strong point, but it's just counting, so I'm pretty sure that's 6 years. Pretty sure it was 6 years. And then, yeah, 23 would be 7. So, yeah, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. So, yeah, I don't know why. It's just like I can't even visualize numbers in my head. So I literally have no choice but to actually do it in my fingers, or on my fingers, because I can't. No matter what I do, I just cannot visualize or do calculations like that in my head. So I actively have to, either write it down or do it on my fingers. I've done it on my fingers for as long as I can remember. So yeah, math just not my strong suit. Just put that out there too. I really cannot math to save my life. So reactions have always been my kind of brand for as long as I've been doing YouTube, but definitely not something I want to be stuck in or even feel stuck in, because I think, again, it's like, it's definitely one of those things, if you keep doing it for, like, if you keep doing it all the time and you do nothing but that all the time, then Like, I mean, even with reactions, it helps to diversify that by reacting to different things. So then you get like an idea for what you like, and you get a feel for what you like, and you can even react to different types of things too, like big shows and little shows, and even movies too. I've actually done movies in the past, so that's helped. But yeah, I think reactions is definitely not something I actually kind of want to get stuck in or feel stuck in. So that's why, you know, they're not going anywhere. I'm not going to stop doing reactions all of a sudden, but we'll definitely definitely kind of plan on doing like a bit more alongside them too. So reactions will be a thing. Will continue being a thing, and I'll get to in depth into that in a few minutes. So that'll be cool. Let's plays as well. I love video games too. I think I've done a few series on here. Already. I've started Spider-Man and The Last of Us, and issue with that was with both series I ran into the same technical difficulties like halfway through the actual, or at least even a quarter of the way, depending on because one game is, pretty sure Last of Us 2 is actually hours longer than Spider-Man, so there's that. But either way, with both series I actually ran into the same technical difficulty, and that was the audio thing. So yeah, so that difficulty was I bought like a new monitor to actually play games on, to be my main kind of actual kind of monitor, because it looks nicer and it's actually curved and it has like higher kind of settings and it's actively kind of like better looking for watching stuff. So I think everything I watch, reactions, everything I play for games and everything is all on here. But slight problem. There's no external speaker on this monitor, but there is a headphone jack, and lo and behold, the headphone jack doesn't fucking work. So yeah, so then obviously the logical thing would be like, okay, so maybe it's like a fault or like a malfunction. So then clearly you said a logical person would actually send it back and get it replaced, right? That's what a normal and smart and someone who is not prone to procrastination as I am would do. I did not. I kept it, and at this point, it's very safe to say I kept it past the return date or past. I mean, I don't even know what the warranty on this thing is. I don't know if there was a warranty tag or if there was like a warranty kind of thing on it. I legitimately don't know what the actual warranty on this monitor is, but whatever it is, I have no idea if I'm even within it. I think I do no. Actually, I bought this back in 2020, so really, I'm pretty sure if it is under 1 or 2 years, then I'm definitely outside the warranty thing. So yeah, either way. So then instead of sending it, but I think it's because I think by the time I had set it up, I'd already kind of met the minimum requirement I would need to actually kind of do work and stuff. So then if I did send it back, I'd have to wait another 2 days before I could actually properly do work again. So I just opted to keep it, and instead I knew that my PS4 controller back then had like an actual headphone jack too, so then I used that. But then my capture card doesn't pick up audio from the PS4 controller; it picks up from the games console. So then from the PS4. So then that was the issue that I literally did not notice until weeks later, until I actually kind of googled the issue, and then the Elgato website actually said, if you plug it into your controller, it won't pick up any audio, so you need to actually plug it into the actual part of the system that's actually plugged in via HDMI, which the controller isn't. So yeah, lo and behold. So then, but then by the time I figured out that was the problem, I think the series kind of I'd put the series on hold for way too long. I figured the hype had died down. No one would really care about this, and probably wouldn't really do that well on the channel anyway. So then I kind of opted to just kind of finish the series in my own time and to just kind of play the games on my own time. But I think I definitely did still enjoy them regardless. I'd like the games were definitely, but both games were definitely good enough to enjoy even outside of Let's Plays and to actually kind of play in my own time too. It was just like an absolute wild ride and everything. But yeah, I think it definitely kind of did kind of suck, like knowing that I just couldn't, I just didn't figure out sooner, and I couldn't actually have actually kind of opted to find another way to actually relay the audio. And I now have like a different way to relay the audio, so I can actually do and I have a PS5 now, so I can actually do PS5 games and or even do backward compatible stuff on there. So yeah, but now I am kind of working almost day in, day out to make sure that every other setting I would need for games, whether it's on here or on there, to actually make sure everything runs smoothly and to make sure everything runs and records properly and all that kind of stuff, so that in the future when I actually do kick up Let's Plays again, I can actually make them work and do them properly and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's that story. And then I think Resident Evil Village. So I think I just like that one had no. I'm pretty sure that one had no issues. I'm pretty sure that one had no audio issues that I can remember from it. So that one had no issues. I just don't bode very well with scary games. I just definitely like don't bode well with scary games. I think that one just was like a very anxiety ridden kind of ride from start to wherever I left it off at. So I genuinely even haven't even played the game my own time, because then for me that's even worse, because then I usually if I'm playing it by myself and no one watching, then I'm usually just kind of camping out in a corner, but before and until I get the until I can muster up the courage to keep on playing again. But then if I'm on camera, it's like I actively force myself to push through, because then I can only really film for so long, so then I have to actually push through and experience everything, like the jump scares and the creeps and everything. So yeah, that one hasn't finished. So you know, if you want to see me finish it, then yeah, I guess you know what to do, don't you? I guess you know what to do. So yeah, anyway, moving on from that one. But no, that one, I think that one kind of turned out fine. Technical stuff. In reference to technical stuff. But yeah, I think other than that was just like me actually just kind of literally being too anxious to actually head back into the game. But I think I've heard that it is actually slightly more kind of action oriented than this horror oriented. Like it is literally the kind of game where you can fight back. Right? If it was Outlast, I still haven't finished any of the Outlasts. Played like I think 2 hours of the first one and an hour and maybe I think maybe like an hour of the second one and everything, and then never even touched the DLCs or anything. So there was that, and there's even a new one coming out that's meant to be like a horror multiplayer. So I think that's a good thing, because then the only way I'm playing that one is with other people. So yeah, so that turned out the way it did. So yeah, but yeah, I think Resident Evil Village, I've heard that's kind of slightly more kind of action oriented than it's horror oriented, but it doesn't make the bad guys any less scary. But then I think Lady D is the one kind of calming aspect of the game, and stuff. So yeah, but I don't know. I think maybe even by choice, maybe one day, maybe soon, I might kind of opt to complete it and actually finish it off on the channel and stuff. So if you guys would like to see that, then I guess make your voices heard, and you know what to do. So yeah, that's the drill. So yeah, on the topic of reactions, starting off with the continuing shows and the current shows that I'm watching on the channel. So yeah, to start off with that, we got Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I mean, yeah, just not enough can really be said about how much I actually love this show and how much I've been loving this show since I started watching it, and the amount of reception it's got on the channel has just been just the amount of people who have flocked and joined and taken the show and the reactions and so on, taken just everything from the channel and so on, and supported the channel because of the reactions too. It's just been mind-blowing. So yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Definitely without question still continuing. As of now, as of recording this video, still kind of like just over like I think a quarter of the way, or like just over halfway through season 5. So very much kind of eager to continue and see what the rest of the season holds, and then on to the rest of the show too. So I think after this, only 2 more seasons left, and so yeah, it's been quite the journey. So I'm very eager to see how it all kind of continues and then eventually concludes and everything. So yeah, it's kind of tough to think about, because I vividly remember. I vividly remember actually starting that show like halfway through 2019, which wasn't that long ago, which was a couple of years ago at most, like literally a couple of years ago at most. So I vividly remember actually starting that show on a whim. I started that show on a whim because it was just one of those Marvel products that I hadn't actually consumed yet. I was kind of on the kind of fence about watching Marvel TV shows, but then didn't really kind of feel was even more on the fence about the Netflix shows, because then there were some seasons I hadn't seen yet, so I think I had to kind of wait to get into those. But this was like completely fresh and completely new and completely out there, and I think I'd heard little bits and pieces about it here and then, mostly kind of like how it was actually a pretty good show and people should give it a try and everything. And lo and behold, I did, and now here we are, just on the just constantly on the kind of precipice of greatness with that show. So all the more eager, like I said, to continue with that show and see what it's got to hold and everything. So so yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reactions will be continuing, so that's on that. And in that same vein, safe to say that Agent Carter reactions will be continuing and also returning. I haven't watched Agent Carter in, I'm pretty sure, well over a year by now. I'm pretty sure I started that in like 2020 or 2021. So it was I think it was soon. I think it was a while after. I think because I think it might have been a while after. I think maybe during season 4. Maybe I think maybe during season 4 of Shield that I actually started watching Agent Carter and everything. So I think I started doing reactions um, for that. So yeah, I think I've watched I think I've put up reactions for like the first like few episodes of that on the channel. I think I honestly wish I could say that in the time that I haven't been posting reactions, I've still been watching the show or at least kind of filming stuff for the show, but I literally it's just not been happening. So yeah, but regardless, Agent Carter, I think that one too. I think that one not only does it only have 2 seasons, but then even those 2 seasons have even less episodes than the seasons of Agents of Shield does. I think it should be like a quick enough kind of journey too. So I think it would be nice to actually kind of catch up on that at the same time that I'm actually kind of watching Agents of Shield and actually have that coming up on the channel and everything. So that would be nicer. So, but yeah, Agent Carter definitely coming back and definitely going to be continuing that and getting into that and hopefully kind of continuing and concluding Peggy's kind of post World War II journey and seeing, because I mean, yes, I think story wise that definitely is and can be seen as the kind of prequel to Agents of Shield and how that goes, how the SSR itself goes on to become Shield and everything too, so it'll be like an interesting story on that scale too. But then also actually seeing Peggy and seeing her kind of getting her own story and everything. I mean, despite the fact that it was cancelled, so I don't know if the show literally does end off on like a cliffhanger or with like some open ends or what have you. But it would still be cool to see exactly how that journey continues and exactly where they leave off and everything. So yeah, if they even leave any kind of hints or any teasers for how that could connect into Agents of Shield too, like if they kind of if they make some kind of Shield reference, or if they make some kind of like if maybe that kind of actually kind of like ends on some kind of Shield kind of opening ceremony or something. I don't know, but I mean again that would feel more like a conclusion than a cancellation, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. But either way, we'll find out when I continue Agent Carter, so that will be happening too, so keep an eye out for that. Superman and Lois as well, I think that one definitely. I think I've done the first few episodes for Season 1 on the channel already. I think Season 2 is not only already out, but I think it also might have already finished too. So I think Season 2 is out, I think Season 3 is also meant to be on the way too, so Season 2 has come and gone too. So I think I've done the first few episodes on the channel. I loved the first few episodes. I think the show literally started off great too. I think I loved it from the get-go, and I was really curious and all the more intrigued as more kind of time and more episodes went on and everything. So I'm really curious to see how the rest of the season holds up and how the rest of the show does in general too. You know, Tyler Hoechlin, he's great as Clark and Superman, and Elizabeth Tarlick as Lois is just such a great casting, and like the entire cast holds up really well, and the entire show holds up really well too. So it's really cool, and I think it's really fun to actually kind of continue to explore that kind of journey and that kind of world and everything. Despite I think the more I do kind of hear about it, I think the more rumors I do hear about it, it actually kind of continuously kind of like gradually becoming more and more disconnected from what the Arrowverse is. So I don't know if they're really kind of actually either doing their standalone thing, or maybe if HBO Max is going to try and do their own little Arrowverse after this one has kind of faded away or anything. Because I think now we got Flash probably being on the precipice of cancellation. We got pretty much every other show they've done that they've had has either been cancelled or ended or something. So you know the CW isn't even worth talking about. Isn't even worth talking about at this point. But yeah, I think those are kind of like the vibes I get with like Doom Patrol being there, with Titans being there and everything. You know, I feel like they probably are gonna be on the kind of on the verge of doing their own little kind of Arrowverse 2.0, or like their own kind of little DC TV universe in that regard too. So I think maybe then actually kind of edging Superman and Lois further and further away from what we recognise to be the Arrowverse could be their next move and everything, because they could just as easily move it over to HBO Max and suffer little to no consequences. So yeah, but yeah, Superman and Lois reactions will be coming too, so those will be continuing. So that'll be fun to get further into. And like I mentioned too, Titans and Doom Patrol, those will be continuing too. I think Doom Patrol, I think I'm way further behind on. I think Doom Patrol, I've only really done the first few episodes of that too, but I think that one those will definitely be coming back to the show, coming back to the channel and continuing. And Titans, I'm a bit closer to. I think Titans, I'm like about halfway through, or just over a quarter of the way through season 3. So I think that one should be like a tighter kind of journey to finish, and then season 4 is on the way too. Titans, I've been loving that show from the start. It hasn't been without its hiccups and without its kind of pretty cool highs and really kind of questionable lows and everything. It hasn't been without those, but still, I think for what it is and maybe for what it's trying to do, I think it still tries to be like an enjoyable show, and like a show that you can still kind of like question but still kind of enjoy at the end of the day. So, you know, I'm taking it for what it is at face value, so there's that. But yeah, Titans, definitely going to be continuing those season 3 reactions and then jumping on to season 4 when that comes out, so that will be happening. And yeah, same for Doom Patrol 2. I think Doom Patrol is, I think season 2 came and went. I think season 3 might have come and went too. I can't tell if I don't know if season, I think it might have been season 3 that actually just got released. I think season 4, I think it got renewed for a season 4, I think. So yeah, Doom Patrol also flying away and flying high in the kind of ranks and everything. So yeah, those will be coming back too. So that'll be fun. Also, a new show that I've been loving and has also been receiving equal amounts of, you know, hugely kind of overwhelmingly positive and really kind of wholesome and welcoming kind of reception, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So yeah, I mean, interesting little tidbit about this one is that I was originally meant to start. I originally planned on starting this show after I finished Good Omens. Good Omens, I did the first 3 episodes on the channel. And then I think I kind of lost track after the 3rd episode, and then I didn't really kind of go back to the show after until a few weeks later, and then it kind of threw me way off the show. And I think the reactions I did try and film for it just didn't really work out. I couldn't edit them properly. It didn't really kind of work out or anything. So just ended up just watching the rest of the show in my own time and just not really kind of going forward with it. So that's the sad story about that. But I think it was still a great show. But I think in the end, because of my own kind of loopiness with the show, I think reactions specifically didn't kind of ended up not working out because of my own my own bad. So that's that. But Buffy, Buffy kind of kicked up. Season 1 was a wild ride. It was a wild ride of really wild proportions. I think people really welcomed me into that kind of fandom and that kind of corner of pop culture and everything, which I am hugely grateful for. And I love the show. I love the show. Season 1 again, you know, for the most part it was great. For the most part it was an absolute joyride, and I think it had some really kind of funky moments and really kind of cool kind of like horror and sci-fi and fantasy kind of elements that I kind of very, very naturally enjoyed. And I think the whole kind of teen dynamic aspect of it, and you know, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy, just chef's kiss all around. But yeah, it's a really fun show, and I think just started season 2, so I think season 2, the first couple of episodes for season 2 should be up on the channel, so those also without question continuing through to completion. I think that one as well. I think Angel also is the spin-off that comes with it, so I will be undoubtedly be watching that when the time comes. But I think based on the PDF little kind of info guide thing I've checked out on that, I think season 2 actually, I think Angel actually does intersect with certain episodes. I think there's actually like a certain order you have to watch like the episodes for Buffy and Angel in order for it to make sense. So that's going to be fun to schedule and actually try and get through and everything. So that's going to be interesting. But I mean, I don't know if you have to or if that's just the best way to watch it. But I think because I don't know if that's even the way that they actually aired it in order for it to make sense, or if maybe it's just like the way that you you know, like there's a chronology to stuff like Clone Wars where you have to actually watch certain kind of episodes in like an actual kind of arc order and everything. But I don't know, either way Buffy and Angel kind of do end up intersecting from what I've seen. So yeah, so I'll be getting to Angel when it's time, but yeah, Buffy also will be kind of continued and stuff, so you can definitely keep an eye out for that, so that'll be cool. And yeah, Dexter New Blood, that is definitely continuing. I think I've only got like a handful more episodes for that to go to. I think Dexter, like the original Dexter, I had the loopiest and most stressful and most mind-numbing kind of experiences with that too. I mean, it was a great show. And I think I definitely did enjoy it. But then I think my experience reacting to it is kind of nothing if not very, very kind of tricky to describe. So yeah, I feel like anyone who watched those reactions will kind of be able to even somewhat agree with that. So yeah, but Dexter New Blood, I think that one again. From what I've heard, I think there is no season 2 planned for that either. I think that one was meant to be like a one and done kind of a limited run kind of series kind of planned for that, just to be like a sequel to the original. So no season 2 planned for that. So that's just going to be its own kind of thing. And I'm already like I think about like halfway or like just under halfway through that kind of series too. So should be able to get through that no issues. But I will be completing that too. So no worries. Dexter New Blood is returning and continuing. So that's that. And another show that hasn't been one of the many other shows that hasn't been on the channel in a while, but I also did start it last year. Once Upon a Time. So I think I've done the first like 5 or 6 episodes on the channel for that too, and I think I have a couple of others actually kind of filmed and actually ready to edit to put on the channel too. But it's just actually kind of trying to fit everything in, and doing scheduling is a nightmare. So there's that, but no worries. Once Upon a Time is definitely continuing. I'm definitely going to keep watching that, and definitely going to keep reacting to that and everything. That is a really interesting one. I did not expect to actually kind of be hooked on it nearly as much as I did from the beginning. I think it definitely kind of caught on to me, and it definitely kind of provided me with a lot of curiosity and intrigue. Because I think I think it definitely kind of had me expecting some kind of like fairy tale cliche or like some kind of typical kind of fairy tale familiarity, which it did. But then that was to start off with. But then the more it progressed, it obviously kind of like incorporated a few more twists in terms of like the whole kind of modern day kind of incorporation. And everything with the present day and the flashbacks and all that kind of stuff. So it's made for like a really interesting show so far. So I can't wait to see how that progresses and how those journeys continue. So Once Upon a Time also definitely returning, so that's that. So these two shows are both Netflix series as well, but both of which I've actually started on the channel. One is slightly more recent, which is Stranger Things. That one I've been kind of reacting to for a few years now. On my old channel I did season 1 and 2, and then I think on this channel only season 3 is previously available, so there's that. But now season 4 is out. Season 4 was released just over a month ago in separate volumes and everything too. So I think that one, it being a Netflix thing too, I think that one like that one feels like a lot more different, because again I think that one, I think that one it being like a Netflix series too. I think obviously Netflix series are typically designed, or at least like Netflix originals are typically designed in the way that like they release it all in one, because they want you to binge it. They want you to get to it all in one go, and then to spend the next kind of 2 maybe 3 weeks actually kind of brainstorming about it and discussing it, and then slowly the noise dies down and everything. So that's their format. But yeah, but I think the more I think about it, the more I think about it, the more I feel like even the episodes themselves are actually structured and written and produced in ways that they literally are designed for you to binge. I think that I think the stories themselves actually kind of do oftentimes leave very little space to breathe in between. It's it actively does make you want to hit play onto the next episode, but then it's like that's the way it also works too. It's like if you watch it once a week, it's like it doesn't really kind of feel the same way as like actively watching it as it doesn't feel the same as actively watching like an actual week to week kind of show that might be on cable or might be on streaming or something like Disney Plus kind of managed. Like I think Disney Plus, I think those series are like almost formatted in near enough the same way, but then they still go for like a week to week release. And I think for them it's kind of but I think to be fair, I think with them, I think because they do the week to week release, I think they do also kind of lean into the idea of actually kind of doing some stuff that actually kind of does feel a bit more kind of freeing and fresh and stuff, and don't like hyper focus on that. I feel like Netflix series like Stranger Things actually do hyper focus on the story, so that way it's like actually by doing that it actually does make you want to binge it, and then because of that it's all kind of readily there and readily available for you to actually kind of click play until the entire thing's finished and everything. So yeah, so I think with actually reacting to like a Netflix series like Stranger Things and just other kind of like Netflix originals too, I feel like with that one, especially in terms of reacting, I feel like you can't like really put too much space in between reacting to, because then you definitely can't go online, because then just it's going to be spoilers galore for the next like a week or two until stuff dies down, unless you actually do be careful and actually either avoid it completely, or if you actually mute certain unless you like can mute certain keywords and tags and phrases and do all that kind of stuff. But then even then, it's like, you still never know what you actually might run into. So because of that, they then you do it that way to encourage you to actually kind of get through. So then you can join the herd and join the bandwagon of people who have actually watched like the entire show and are ready to talk about it and everything. So because of that, I think because of that, even like reacting to it kind of becomes slightly more of a hassle, because then if you start reacting to this and if you start watching this, then you have to actually get through it and get through it properly and get it done, dusted, and everything. Which doesn't always help, because then you do still like at least I do still like want to get through other stuff alongside of it, but then it's like you barely get the time because you need to watch it. And then even like Stranger Things 4, like the episodes are like most of the episodes are over an hour long, because that's how they because of the time they actually got to work on the season. Like that's the one time and the length that they actually kind of decided to go with. So, and Volume 2, like episode 9 is easily 2.5 hours long, so it's like a movie length kind of episode where a lot of shit goes down. So at the time of this recording, I want to clarify, I have finished all of Stranger Things, and I think I'm kind of getting through the process of actually editing each reaction down and getting up on the channel and everything. But yeah, I think with Netflix stuff, it's kind of like it's slightly more of like a tedium and slightly more of like an actual process to actually kind of actually get through in terms of actually in terms of recording stuff and editing and everything. So with that one, I think that like those are the kinds of shows you actively have to kind of set time aside for and be like, okay, maybe for like the next couple of days or next few days, I really can't watch anything else because then I have to get through this series. And then you can maybe you can still kind of upload each episode once a week or do it like every few days. But then if you're gonna watch it and you're gonna actually record your reaction to it, then you need to get through it and do that kind of thing. So I think with Netflix stuff, I think that's how they've kind of like that's how like those shows have actually kind of made me adapt and made me kind of do things differently. So yeah, so with Stranger Things, I managed it. Stranger Things, I think season 4, I think I've done the first couple episodes so far for season 4. So the rest will continue in kind of in like regular kind of progression and everything. So there's that, and then of course next to that was also one I actually started months and months ago, which is The Haunting of Bly Manor. So yeah, I love that one too. I think I've seen the first 2 or 3 episodes for that show too. So that one has been going great so far. And I've heard there's also like some kind of queer themes or like an underlying kind of queer romance in that one too. I think based on what I've already seen between Danny and Jamie, I can already kind of see where I think like exactly like who people might mean. Who people might be talking about in regards to that too. So I kind of already have my own kind of guesses and suspicions and everything. So definitely all the more eager to actually kind of explore that story and see where that's going and see how that progresses and everything. But then I was already going into the Bly Manor. I was already a huge fan of Hill House too. That one was a really well done series, and I actually did manage to do like a quick rewatch of that before Bly Manor came out and everything. So yeah, Bly Manor I think also has received nothing but kind of overwhelmingly kind of positive reviews and really kind of glowing kind of remarks in the same kind of vein as Hill House 2. And I think even after Bly Manor, I think came Midnight Mass. I think that one is one I might check out. Sometime after Bly Manor. Maybe just add it to the kind of roster of shows I can check out potentially in the future and everything. So that could be cool. But yeah, The Haunting of Bly Manor, I think I'll definitely be continuing those and actually finishing off that series as well. So rest assured, Stranger Things continuing and Haunting of Bly Manor also continuing. So yeah, and I think what might be the last live action show to talk about on this would be The Walking Dead. So yeah, I've done the first few kind of episodes for season 11. Season 11 is going great so far, and it's also the final season. So after this, there's no more of the main stuff, but I think there's spin-offs coming in, and I think Fear the Walking Dead I think is on the. I think it might be about to end. Actually, I think I read somewhere that they might be close. Actually, they might be close to bringing that to an end and everything. Because I think that now. I think at some point that did actually intersect with the present day a while back for The Walking Dead. So I think at that point that's now less of a prequel and more just like kind of running in tandem with the rest of The Walking Dead. So it's less of a prequel now and more like, oh, this is happening at the same time, but to these characters who have managed to survive from the beginning. So yeah, I haven't checked out The Walking Dead. I checked out the first couple of episodes a while back and everything. So so that's what like the first episodes. I think they definitely kind of seemed okay, and I think definitely kind of did kind of intrigue me enough to be like, maybe I could react to this after The Walking Dead is over. Maybe after the main show's over, I could actually check this out and see what it's all about. So who knows? Maybe could also add that to the potential kind of future roster of shows to check out. But I think even after The Walking Dead ends, I think I think they've got like the I think I don't know. I actually don't know what the word is on the actual kind of Daryl and Carol stuff. I think I actually heard that. I think they've had to change that because I don't know. I think they might not do it in the same way because I think Melissa McBride, who plays Carol, I think she actually kind of pulled out of that. I think she pulled out of it for personal reasons. I think she can no longer be a part of it. So now I think they might not do it in the same way, or they might just exclusively make it like a Daryl spin-off if Norman Reedus is still up and at arms and ready to deliver and everything. But if not, then they might change it up completely and do something else. But there's that. So I think, and then I think there's honestly no word. There's been no word. I think probably for the past couple of years, there's been no word on the Rick movie, on the Rick Grimes movies that are meant to happen. So no idea where they're going with that. But I think so far, I think they do kind of have other kind of spin-offs planned for The Walking Dead too. So it'll be interesting to see where those come from and what those are like. But yeah, for now, The Walking Dead, the main show, definitely still react to those. Also have a couple of those already filmed and ready to edit and everything. So just need to get through those and stuff. So yeah, I think part one. I think part one might have been out there. I think because I think it's meant to be like two halves. I think either two parts or three parts. I think because it's meant to be like an actual kind of like a proper big kind of season two to really end things off. So yeah, I think either part 1, 2, and 3, or just parts 1 and 2. But either way, I think part 1 might have already kind of reached its own kind of finale, and then part 2 I think it might be coming probably next year or like maybe late this year. So gotta catch up and make sure I'm ready for that. So yeah, The Walking Dead definitely continuing. So that's gonna be cool to get further into. And yeah, another one is moving on to like the more kind of animated kind of shows I'm currently watching on the channel now. Starting off with Invincible. So yeah, Invincible, also one I started a while back and got like a few episodes into before I again kind of lost track and everything. So yeah, but yeah, I think that one is. I think that one. I think even. I feel like I think even before season 1 actually finished releasing. But before it finished releasing, I think even that one was actually kind of confirmed for season 2 and 3. I think season 2 is already kind of in the works and already been developed and everything. But yeah, season 1 already gone past and is fully ready to binge if you so wish and everything. So there's that. But yeah, Invincible, definitely like a really cool show so far. I think just like I think for me, I think the more the more I've actually tried to think about it recently, I think the more I've kind of come to kind of slightly maybe notice is that it's also essentially like taking The Boys and like the actual show The Boys and actually turning it into an anime show, but without using that name and actually kind of using similar kind of characters and stuff. I mean, like probably not in the exact same way, because I think with this one so far, from what I've seen from this one, like there's no actual kind of like there's no actual kind of actual villainy or antagonism besides from Omni-Man and his own tendencies, and like Omni-Man being being kind of like the Homelander in certain ways and everything. But I think besides from that, it's just a really cool kind of like a darker, more mature take on a superhero story in like animated form too. So yeah, definitely all the more intrigued to actually see more of what that's about and more of what that first season has to offer and everything. So Invincible reactions will definitely be continuing. So that's that. And yeah, we also have Avatar: The Last Airbender. Very much intrigued and very much eager to continue onto that show and see what the rest of season 2 has to offer. I think I already kind of rewatched season 2 in order to I already rewatched season 1 in order to prepare for the season 2 reactions I wanted to do. So that was really fun, and then getting into season 2 was really cool too. So that's been really fun. Already have like a couple of reactions for that one too, ready to actually kind of put up. So that will be kind of up kind of shortly and everything. But yeah, I think that one too. I think that is also getting like a live action remake, but this time in the form of like an actual kind of series of episodes and everything instead of the movie. The movie that to my knowledge, and experience, the movie that must not be named, the movie that basically no one liked. I think even average kind of film goers kind of thought was kind of but then actual kind of fandom members of The Last Airbender was like, this movie must never be mentioned again. If you do, you'll be forever rejected from the fandom and everything. Unless you're if you're a newcomer and you're just kind of talking, like, if you're misunderstood, then they'll give you a free pass. But otherwise, it's like, no, this movie does not get mentioned or anything. So yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the actual series. So yeah, definitely going to be continuing those reactions. Don't know if I'll check out the actual live action series. Because I've been hearing so many different things at so many different times in regards to that series too. Because I think at first, I think the original creators of the actual animated show were on board, and then afterwards, I think they were kind of on the fence, and then to end off with, they just kind of, I think the most recent thing I heard was that they actually left completely. I think they said that they fully respect the team working with this now, but then they, like, with all due respect, they don't want to have anything else to do with this now, so then they just left and stuff. I think the casting so far looks pretty decent. I think it actually looks okay and everything, so don't know exactly how the I think especially without the original creators actually signed on for the show too. I don't know. I have no idea how this is actually gonna go down. Especially like now. I think nowadays with adaptations, I think that adaptations these days seem to be so much more finicky in terms of actual development and actually being like adaptations. I think usually they turn out to be like either fun little kind of like gimmicks that I think that more casual people enjoy, and the people who've actually consumed the source material kind of can't seem to accept, or they turn out to be like a failure on both fronts, and and no one really enjoys them, and then like it just gets cancelled and dropped immediately. And I think that might be what happened to the most recent Cowboy Bebop remake that. But I think that had like one season and then it was cancelled, and like almost no one really kind of like fully enjoyed. I think some people thought it was alright, and then Cowboy Bebop fans thought, no, this is just really not what Cowboy Bebop is, and then it got cancelled. So I think Netflix. I think they just kind of, I feel like their originals are just kind of like are like hidden gems most of the time. But then even then it's like some of their originals are actually really good. But then it's because they like their release format doesn't always work, or because they just like they don't oftentimes they just don't promote some of their originals as often as most of them. So then it's just like they then kind of misunderstand that for poor ratings or poor reception, and they just cancel after one season, and then it's just like, I don't know. So I don't know. Like this could either go really well or really badly, and just only time will tell. So yeah, but regardless, the Nickelodeon series Avatar: The Last Airbender definitely going to be continuing with that show on the channel. So keep an eager eye out for those reactions. So that'll be fun. And yet another animated show I've definitely really enjoyed watching. DC's Harley Quinn. That one has been really fun to get into. That one has just like that one being nothing if not like a parodical, a satirical parody a satirical parody take on iconic kind of characters within the kind of Batman verse and pretty much the entire DC universe as well. Has been really fun to get into. Love Harley Quinn as a character too. I think Birds of Prey was my first ever movie reaction. I think I love that movie to bits, and I love the character to bits too. And Harley Quinn is definitely kind of like a show that puts her center stage in like the most kind of redeeming and the most kind of enlightening and kind of kind of graceful and boisterous kind of way too. So Harley Quinn is definitely a show worth watching, and I've enjoyed every second of it so far. So I can't wait to see where that goes to. And I'm trusting Harlivy does go forth. I'm trusting Harlivy actually does go forth with the kind of vibes and the kind of path they're setting up for them too. So Harlivy is easily a ship that I am, as of thus far, just greatly invested in and really want to see where they go with that and how they continue with that and everything. So yeah, Harley Quinn, definitely continuing that, and definitely going to be definitely all the more we get to get into that too. I think that one also, I think season 3 is on the way. Season 3 is on the way. Season 2 has also been released and coming on, but season 3 is on the way. And I am acutely aware of the actual the Batman and Catwoman and the kind of oral sex jokes that have come out of that, because apparently according to the people behind season 3 of Harley Quinn, apparently Batman doesn't go down on Catwoman. So yeah, apparently that's not something that heroes do, according to them. So I think that was a whole thing. But back when that statement was released, that was a whole thing that turned into like a huge meme, and even other people actually kind of denying this and being like, like some people being like Catwoman deserves way better, and then other people being like, Batman is a hero and heroes do go down on women, and then being like it coming to be like a whole thing and everything. So Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was also like when they were in like maybe like the final stages of actually getting Batwoman's, yeah, of getting Harley Quinn season 3 ready as well. So don't know if they've actually kind of maybe altered that in the final stages to actually kind of include that as a joke, or maybe if they've actually changed it so that he actually does go down on her or something. But I don't know. Either way, once I get to it, it'll be fun to see exactly how season 3, like how differently maybe season 3 goes down now that they've actually seen public reaction to that kind of information. So yeah, just to see how meta, like how much more meta that season can become now that they can actually do that. So if they do make it meta, I'm fully expecting villains and heroes alike to just mock Batman for not being able to satisfy Catwoman or anything. So I don't know how they're gonna go down with it, but yeah, Harley Quinn definitely continuing with that show and those reactions. So that will be super fun. That would be super fun. So the DC exclusive shows would be Stargirl. I did the first episode way back when it actually premiered, and then I had the kind of I actually kind of blanked out on Stargirl for a while, because then I actually forgot when the next episodes were coming out. I didn't know if it was actually the official season premiere with the next episode coming next week, or what was happening. But by the time I found out there were actually more episodes to watch, and the rest of the season actually had continued and everything. By that time, I think more than half the season had already actually been released. So then it was like, oh great, so another thing for me to play catch up on. So yeah, Stargirl. I'm pretty sure I actually did put the first episode of season 2 up on the channel, so that's there. So then in time, once I've actually kind of gotten through a few more of the actual of the shows I've already mentioned, I think once more kind of space starts kind of being freed up and everything, I will kind of eventually kind of start moving other shows that I've got left to catch up on into those slots and everything. So Stargirl will be one of them. So yeah, Stargirl, I love that. I think easily one of my favorite DC TV shows. Easily one of my favorite DC TV shows so far. I think season 1 was an absolute banger. It was so much fun. It was so good. I think I like it's one of those kind of superhero properties and superhero kind of shows and stuff where it's like I knew next to nothing about these characters going in, and I almost immediately fell in love with them the more time went on and everything. So I think we had the briefest of introductions and glimpses at them within within the earlier seasons of Legends of Tomorrow, but then that was pretty much it. But then even this one is like a different take on the same team, so different characters and different story and everything. So with this one, Stargirl is just so good. It's so damn good. So definitely very eager to continue season 2 once I get the chance and everything. So that will be really fun. So that's going to be happening. And then like I said, Legends of Tomorrow 2. That one also like a trickier conversation to have, because the most recent series, the most recent season of that was season 7. And also, it turns out that was apparently that was cancelled. I think it definitely wasn't the last. Because I think from what I'm hearing, it definitely ended prematurely, and it was definitely cancelled, and as a result, ended prematurely. But yeah, I think season 7 is the most recent one. I think it's ended. So I think for both I think it's been the case for Batwoman and Legends, both of them having been cancelled prematurely, and both of them not really being given the chance to actually end on like an actual satisfying and proper kind of note that they deserve and everything. So because of that, I think both Batwoman and Legends have actually kind of also kind of inspired and kickstarted some campaigns by the fans and everything, so like some petitions and campaigns to actually kind of help, especially like geared towards HBO Max too, to actually kind of help them get like a proper budget for like a final kind of outing and like a final kind of conclusion and everything. So yeah, I think Legends I've started. I've started season 7. I've put episode 1 up on the channel. So I think as time goes on, I'll definitely be putting those reactions out on the channel too, so that will be continuing. I think Legends is also one of the few kind of shows on the Arrowverse that I've actually kind of still maintained love for as time has gone on, because it definitely kind of seems like it can actually maintain like an actual kind of healthy balance between drama and emotion and comedy and sci-fi and all this kind of stuff. Like it's undoubtedly one of the wackier shows on the actual Arrowverse kind of slate and everything. But I think for me, that's something I absolutely love. It's just something I loved, and it's something I absolutely reveled in and everything. And the characters were so easy to fall in love with, and so easy to root for, and so easy to kind of support and everything. I think they definitely kind of gave their characters kind of time and chances. and everything to shine, and before they actually kind of went their own ways and everything. And I think they actually kind of gave their characters healthy exits and healthy kind of send offs and everything. So they didn't really kind of keep them around more than they needed to be. So it was definitely a show that promoted that kind of healthy relationship between characters and healthy kind of storylines, and definitely kind of gave you as a viewer time to reconcile and time to make peace and time to actually enjoy what the story was. So Legends, yeah, definitely very, very eager to actually get through the season, even if nothing else actually does happen to it, and nothing does get picked up. If even if this is the final season, I'm definitely still kind of excited to see what the season holds, and how much of it is actually left to go and everything. So yeah, hopefully it does get picked up. Hopefully it does actually kind of get the ending it deserves and everything. But yeah, either way, Legends of Tomorrow reactions definitely coming to you. So yeah. And yeah, in that same vein too, Batwoman Season 3. I think Season 2, I did complete it. I did complete it in my own time. I think I didn't really get too far with the reactions. I think I got like I think just about halfway through the second season before I kind of fell off the track and had to play catch up again. But then by that time, I thought it was kind of probably too late to still keep doing reactions and everything. I think that's my main kind of problem too. I think it's like once I do find the time and find the opportunity to actually kind of continue doing reactions for a show that I kind of fell off the rails for, I think it kind of feels like, especially for a live show too. It does kind of feel like maybe like sometimes like the hype has died down and maybe it might not do as well on the channel. So sometimes I just kind of resort to doing kind of like other kind of catch up kind of things for them. So yeah, but Batwoman, definitely going to be watching season 3 from start to finish, and definitely going to be kind of hoping that does kind of get picked up and get a proper ending if that's what's necessary. So yeah, that one too is also is also a great show in its own right, with its own themes and its own character arcs and its own kind of stories that do provide it proper merit and everything. So yeah, Batwoman definitely coming to you in the future. So yeah. And I think I might have mentioned Doom Patrol already, but I think Doom Patrol, yeah, I think I've done the kind of first few episodes for that too. So I think that I feel like in terms of the opposite side of the DC universe, because I think on one side you have the Arrowverse hosted by the CW, and then on the other side I feel like you have the HBO, so the HBO Max stuff like Doom Patrol and Titans and Stargirl kind of being kind of supported by it somewhat, and then Superman and Lois too. So I think on the other side you have those shows. I think Something, you had Something too. So yeah, I feel like Doom Patrol, from what I've already seen, definitely feels like the Legends of Tomorrow of the thing. Like it's the same kind of similar team dynamic, similar wackiness, similar. I mean, it definitely has like a lot more kind of maturity to it too. I think Legends is basically like the kind of more kind of PG kind of version of Doom Patrol, if it feels like. But Doom Patrol definitely follows a similar formula and like similar kind of story and team dynamic to Legends. So yeah, Doom Patrol definitely going to be continuing those and actually bringing those back and seeing what the rest of the show has to offer too. So yeah, that's definitely happening. And then another show I haven't really touched in a while either is Lucifer. So yeah, that one, I think I started season 4 of that show. I think season 4 or season 5. I can't tell, because I think the final season was season 5 or 6. I can't remember. I think mainly because I haven't touched the show in a long time, so I can't remember exactly what season it was. But I think definitely the last thing I remember was literally the final scene of the episode 2 was Dan finding out about Lucifer's devil face and all that kind of stuff. So that was that was a huge shocker of an ending. So that was that. But I think I'm pretty sure that might have been season 4, and then I think maybe season 5 might have been the actual ending. So so yeah, season 4, because I think season 4 was also released in like part 1 and part 2 as well. So there was that. But yeah, Lucifer definitely gonna go. Definitely once I get the kind of free space in the current kind of slot table thing, gonna be moving that in and actually finishing that off too. So I think right now the focus is definitely kind of more on actually kind of finishing off what I've already got going on before taking on like an even bigger load of shows in the future too. So I think keeping like a separate table for actual for shows that I've got left to get through and got left to finish off, and then other shows I can actually kind of get started on in the future and actually kind of worry about those when the time comes and everything. So yeah, Lucifer is one of them. So Lucifer reactions definitely returning. So yeah. And I think maybe other shows I'm kind of like more kind of slightly on the fence about would include The Flash. Like I think I've considered maybe just doing Armageddon, because I think I really don't know if I have it in me to watch all of season 8, because I think season 7 I did, I think maybe like the first kind of portion of it that kind of ended off the old arc and introduced a new one, and then that was the whole thing. But then didn't really kind of have the energy in me to actually kind of go through the rest of the season and everything. So then I watched it in my own time. I think it was definitely okay to watch casually, but I think looking back, I really don't know if I actually kind of could have gone through with actually reacting to the entire season. Actually like actually kind of having to react and edit and to do all that stuff for the entire season. Because then even watching the show in my own time, I think it definitely kind of felt better to watch it casually than to have to actually kind of put each episode up and everything. So don't know if season 8 is any better or anything. I've heard Armageddon is a pretty good crossover. So and I think that's only like the first kind of 5 episodes of the season. So there's that. But I think season 7. You know, I think I definitely still liked what they did, but I think it's just like I think some of it just kind of seemed like a bit weirdly paced, and I think it definitely kind of like felt kind of I think some of the I think the ending alone seemed kind of kind of for the most part. I think it seemed weird. I think I don't even know if I can really call it cool, but it just kind of seemed really weird to look at and everything, and like with the whole kind of lightsaber battle they had for whatever reason, I don't know. Just kind of seemed really kind of weird to watch and everything. So, you know, I think the rest of the season definitely kind of felt better to watch casually than to actually kind of. I think I did enjoy. I can't lie. I did definitely kind of enjoy the story with the other different kind of Force elements like Still Force and I think what was her name, like Elfwaza or something, or I think the strength force and everything, and then the speed force, like introducing different elements of like control and stuff as different kind of force elements and stuff, and actually introducing that and incorporating those characters. I think that story was still fun to get into, but I think for the most part, I think it just kind of seemed like, you know, most of what I liked and enjoyed was only like episodes here and there, and like not in the entire season as a whole. So I don't know if season 8 is any better, if they actually execute any better, if it's actually worth getting into. So I'll be checking out Armageddon, just to see what that kind of a crossover is actually like and everything, and to see how it treats the included characters kind of post kind of other shows cancellations and everything. So yeah, that'll be fun to get into. But yeah, really just don't really know much. I think if you guys have enjoyed it, and if you guys have enjoyed it, and you have any spoiler-free kind of thoughts to kind of share about it, then do let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed it. If you kind of really if you'd really like to see reactions for season 8, then do let me know. So yeah, that's the Flash. That's the Flash. Teen Wolf 2. Teen Wolf is also like another one I've kind of been slightly on the fence about, because I think the more I think about it, I think the more I actually kind of wish I had actually reacted to it from the beginning, because I think easily the first like 3 and maybe 4th seasons are actually my kind of favourites of the show so far. I think season 5 has been fun. I think I did do reactions for the first few episodes, and then I kind of fell off, and then when I went back to it, I didn't really kind of have the kind of right kind of mood to do reactions to it, so then I just kind of watched the rest of the episodes 3 to 7 in my own time, and then it turned out to be really fun and really cool to watch. And then afterwards I was like, okay, I really want to do reactions to this again, but then it's like, I don't know, it's been like a really wibbly wobbly kind of journey for me with that show as well. So I don't think it's necessarily like a case of me not wanting to do reactions, but it's just like me wondering would it be worth it? Would it feel the same, and would it actually kind of be, you know, as good as, you know, like anything else I've really done, and would you guys still kind of be interested in it and all that kind of stuff? So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm still kind of on the fence about Teen Wolf, but I guess we'll kind of see how that changes as time goes on. So, you know, I think even if I do continue that, I think that will definitely gonna have to wait until I'm actually done with more of what's actually going on now. So yeah, so that's also on the fence. So yeah, needless to say, in terms of TV shows and movies too, and even games, for Let's Plays too, any suggestions you have, anything you want to see me react to or play or anything, suggestions are always welcome. If you want to, you know, post about it in the comments of the video, or if you want to post about it in response to the community posts, Or if you're pledged to Patreon too, if you're pledged to Patreon, you can definitely absolutely still kind of request through there. Yeah, I'm always welcoming of reactions. I'm always welcoming of like new stuff to check out and new stuff to explore and all that kind of stuff. So within reason, of course. I think it's always going to be like kind of time pending, like when I can fit in, if I can fit in, and like copyright and stuff as well. So some networks and some places are actually more kind of accepting than others, and others kind of have different kind of guidelines you have to follow. So copyright pending, time pending, kind of how big of a thing it is. Like if it's actually like a long series, I'm gonna have to actually sit through and kind of endure in like a in like a looser sense of the word, then I might actually have to wait until I can actually kind of fit something that big into the schedule and then see how it goes. But yeah, requests nonetheless are always welcome. So if you want, you can request and I'll see what I can do. So yeah. Now that I have the community tab open, I can actually kind of like engage more directly with everyone, including those who aren't yet or have for whatever reason chosen not to join the Patreon. I can actually kind of that way communicate and interact with everyone, and it's like a more kind of free and more open kind of space to hold stuff like polls and everything. So I think that way I think I can definitely kind of get more of like a direct answer to. So polls will be held for now through the YouTube community tab for the channel. So there's that, and then also so yeah, I think polls will be used like whenever whenever a slot opens up for like a new show, or for a new show to join the kind of roster, or like a new movie like for me to react to kind of opens up, or like if I ever wanted to decide like what kind of game to play for a live stream, or what to do for a live stream, or anything like that, like anytime I kind of we will kind of welcome your input on content coming in more. A poll will be held actually to help decide on like a new show to watch and react to, or like a new movie to post on like a weekend or something. So yeah, the polls will be there for you to vote, and for you to kind of be like a decently kind of sized kind of selection and everything of shows. Which where surely at least one will hopefully pick up your fancy and everything. I think I think it will be when I genuinely can't decide on it, if I actually genuinely do want to see which one will get picked up more than others by you people at home and everything. So yeah, so that's how the polls will work and everything. So that will be fun, I think. And also like in terms of live streams too, if I can't decide on like a game to play, or if I can't decide on like what to really do for like a live stream, and want to take more of your input into consideration, then that's how the polls will be included there too. So you can vote freely and vote as kind of openly as you want and everything. But yeah, I think overall I'm just kind of really kind of curious and excited to kind of add like more kind of gameplay kind of content and let's play content to the channel, to kind of add in more of what I actually do want to do, and more of what I'm into to the channel besides from reactions and everything. So it'll be fun to kind of check out all kinds of games and check out different things that kind of take my fancy, and also again anything suggested by you as well. So yeah, just any kind of stuff you want to particularly see on the channel, and anything you think I might enjoy playing, or maybe you're just interested in watching me play it, then by all means let me know. So yeah. And yeah, live streams too. Yeah, I think for the longest time I've kind of wanted to try and get into live streams. I think now I finally have like a pretty decent setup for it. I think I've got like a better PC. I've got the kind of setup for it. I've got kind of different options for things I can do. I can either do like a just chatting type of thing, or I can easily like play games or whatever. But I think live streams, because again like for years on end I've done like endless kind of pre-recorded and edited kind of stuff. I think for once, I think it would just be really nice to actually kind of have a sit down and have like an actual real-time conversation with all of you lovely folks at home, and see what's kind of happening, and just kind of have that kind of have those kinds of moments every now and then, and kind of see what more I can do on camera and everything. So that would be really fun. And it also wouldn't always just kind of be reacting either thing. Again, it could just be sat down having a conversation, talking about our day and talking about shows and talking about different stuff, and even playing games, or just doing stuff. I think I do kind of have some ideas of stuff I want to do, but I think I'm gonna avoid kind of actually kind of mentioning them or talking about them for now, because I think they're still kind of being brainstormed and contemplated. And I think it's just it's just a matter of actually kind of figuring out exactly what I actually do want to do, as well as how I'm going to do it. So I do have ideas, but I think for now, I think it's best to just kind of actually just think more about how they could work before actually kind of mentioning them prematurely, and then just not having them really kind of pan out at all. So yeah, just kind of more stuff on the way. So you know, who knows what can happen. So yeah. And yeah, I think maybe like this isn't, I don't know if this is like a concern to bring up, but I think just, you know, like I think something that's definitely kind of affected the way I kind of make videos now. I think I honestly think it's probably the lockdown. I feel like the lockdown affected a lot of different people in a lot of different ways. I think some more than most, some arguably more than most. But I think for me, I think especially if you do this, like if you do videos, if you're like a streamer, if you make videos, if you kind of like do this in any kind of medium or any kind of form, I feel like the more time you get to do it, but then the more time you actually kind of like are kind of left to do it as well. You know, I think for me it definitely kind of because I think for me it definitely kind of actually made it so that I actually kind of end up actually making my videos longer too. So it's like, you know, I think I think lockdown, like being stuck inside, definitely kind of actually forced me to kind of confront myself and forced me to kind of figure out a lot of things about myself and figure out you know, like who I am and all the different things kind of going on up here and everything. And I think one of those things actually definitely kind of affected this and like YouTube and reacting and all that kind of stuff in like a bunch of different ways. And I think it actually kind of it didn't kind of properly. And like it struck me more than once, but I think the most recent way it struck me is actually when I was actually, I think I was going back in the channel's history to actually kind of download and back up my older kind of so some of my older videos. And I think going back and actually seeing like the early Agents of Shield reactions from like season 1, I think looking back on those, I like looking back on the actual kind of timestamps and everything, like seeing the episodes come down like 30 and 40 minutes, I was like, how the hell was that possible? Like I actively managed to actually kind of cut down an episode to like 30 and 40 minutes and managed to make a video that short. And I think nowadays you get videos from me that are like an hour and 15 and like an hour and 20 and like sometimes 2 hours and just like a whole thing. It's like I said, nowadays I'm incapable of making like a video that actually kind of doesn't extend beyond like an hour. So it just kind of actually blew my mind that I actually managed to make a video that short and actually managed to make a video like seemingly that concise and everything. But now my reviews oftentimes and like undeniably do my reviews undeniably do end up actually being longer than the reaction, which I think in most cases might be more ideal, because then it kind of does kind of negate the inevitability of or like the likelihood of copyright stuff and everything. But then at the same time, it's like, you know, like my like it's like I just like in terms of just making a video, I think it's like my videos gonna end up actually being so much longer, because then I like the more I made videos, the more I actually kind of started to figure out like it's because I just can't stop talking. I can't stop talking, and I keep talking, and I talk even faster. It's like, you know, I think it's like, you know, I incredibly, like, I mean, on more than one level, of course, but then I incredibly started to actually relate to Robin more and more in season 4, like her being like her brain moves faster than her mouth, or like the other way around or something. So then it's like, you know, that like for me, realizing that is just me. So me, I say I like somehow I end up having so much to talk about. It's like most of the time I ramble about the most nonsensical stuff, and it just somehow makes it into the video, and then that makes it even longer. Other times I just can't stop talking about like things that actually are relevant, but then I just can't stop talking about them. Other times I talk so much I run out of breath, and it's just like a whole thing. So, you know, God knows how long this video is even going to be. So, you know, like I genuinely just kind of cannot manage to actually go like, you know, without making like a video that ends up being 2 or 2.5 hours long. So it's just like, you know, it's almost impossible for me to actually make like a video that doesn't extend beyond that limit, to actually kind of edit it down properly and to figure out what works and what doesn't. It's like a constantly, it's also very, I think very much like a constant learning process in terms of actually understanding who I am and how I process things and how I actually do things. But then also in terms of actually like the more kind of the more technical aspects of actual video editing and all that kind of stuff. So you know, it's been a constant kind of journey in my own head, just kind of figuring out what works and what works in the way I do things, and if people are actually okay with the way I do things, and if the way I do things actually works for people watching the videos, and if like the longer video lengths are actually okay, and if they actually work and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just been like a constant kind of thing. So yeah, hoping at least half of that made sense. But yeah, I think again, just like been figuring like a bunch of different things out, and only kind of really kind of coming to terms and realizing about half of it. So, you know, turns out discovering yourself is a journey, and a very long one at that. So yeah, But then I think like matching up to that too, I think another concern of mine was actually like I think especially back then too, I think what prompted like me talking for longer was actually also like my then like original fear of like me not really kind of talking enough, or me not really kind of saying enough or mentioning enough stuff in my reviews, and then that ended up making it so that like so then now I end up almost mentioning almost every little thing that happens in what I watch and everything. So it's like for me, it's like there's almost no in between. I either don't mention enough, or I actually mention too much, and it just goes on forever and everything. So yeah, it's just just a mess, just a mess. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I think that this video definitely kind of needed to be made, because I think I think on the one hand, instead of actually keeping everything in here and actually trying to keep it to myself, trying to understand it for myself, I think I actively needed to put it out on video to actually to try and understand myself a bit better, and to actually kind of have it out on video. I think maybe kind of helps to actually lay it out like an actual plan a bit better too. So then that kind of works maybe a bit better for me. But then also actually keeping you guys in the light too. I think like you've all kind of been kept in the dark and kept kind of not really knowing what's happening for sure, and what's actually coming for sure for far too long. So thank you as always for being patient with me and everything. I think it's just probably like one of the most enduring things that's ever had to happen. But yeah, I think the support from the community cannot go underappreciated. It cannot go underappreciated. It cannot go undervalued. And you are always here. You guys are always here, actually watching and engaging with the channel, and like supporting it however you can, whether that's engaging with the channel and or engaging with the Patreon. So either way you do it, I'm just happy you're here and happy that you're kind of sharing in the emotions and the experience and the joys and the emotions and everything. So yeah, definitely a well-needed kind of video to keep you all up to date on what I'm trying to do and what I'm hoping to be able to do and everything moving forward. So yeah, But yeah, I hope moving forward we can all kind of continue continue to enjoy all the new content coming in, and continue to kind of revel and kind of embrace like new changes and new updates and all sorts of things and everything. So yeah, as always, just thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making this possible, and thank you for actually supporting, my nerdiness and fangirliness and everything. So yeah, that's pretty much I think that's pretty much everything to actually wrap up for this video. So yeah, that was the update vlog of this year, this kind of the halfway point of this year. So we'll probably just over the halfway point of this year. So yeah, either way, that is pretty much it for this one. So thank you guys, as always, so much for being here and for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then feel free to leave a like and comment on what you thought. Comment on what your thoughts are and what you're looking forward to. And as always, any kind of suggestions or any kind of thoughts you have, you can leave them in the comments and stuff. And anyone else you want to leave a request and everything is always welcome. And yeah, if you are by any means, if you are interested in submitting support for the channel's Patreon, like there's no pressure whatsoever. Like any way you can and are able to support is always much appreciated. But if you do want to go the extra mile to support the Patreon and make more things possible, then yeah, that's always more appreciated. The Patreon link is in the description as always, so that's there. But yeah, for now that is pretty much it. So until next time, bye bye for now.